The world is watching the growing political friction between the United States and Greenland. On the surface, the dispute is about economics and resources. Headlines speak of disagreements over access to vast, untapped deposits of rare earth minerals buried beneath Greenland's immense ice sheet. These elements are the lifeblood of our modern world. They are essential for everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to the sophisticated guidance systems in missiles and fighter jets. Without a steady supply, a nation's technological and military edge could simply evaporate. The official narrative frames this as a simple geopolitical contest for valuable assets, a familiar story of supply chains and national interests in the 21st century. However, this public narrative might be a carefully constructed diversion. The minerals are undeniably valuable, providing a perfect and plausible reason for heightened American interest in the region. This focus on economic competition conveniently draws attention away from the island's other, more clandestine strategic value. As diplomats argue over mining rights and environmental impacts, a different kind of activity could be unfolding in the shadows. The sheer scale of investment and political capital being expended by Washington suggests that the stakes are much higher than just securing a new source for neodymium or dysprosium. The mineral dispute provides an excellent cover story, a public justification for an increased presence that masks a deeper, more secretive agenda. The importance of these rare earth elements cannot be overstated, which is precisely why they serve as such an effective smokescreen. Nations like China currently dominate the global market, creating a significant vulnerability for the United States and its allies. The push to develop alternative sources in a friendly strategic location like Greenland makes perfect sense from a national security perspective. This logic is sound, public, and easily understood. It allows for the movement of heavy equipment, personnel, and infrastructure under the guise of geological surveys and mining preparation. Every ship that arrives carrying drilling equipment could also be carrying components for something far more sensitive. Is it possible that this entire diplomatic conflict is a piece of theater? A manufactured crisis designed to justify actions that would otherwise raise alarm? When we look at the remote, desolate landscape of Greenland, we see a perfect laboratory for secrets. The harsh, unforgiving environment provides a natural barrier to prying eyes. The political tensions, amplified by media coverage, create a fog of diplomatic noise that obscures the quiet, methodical work of military engineers and planners. The real prize may not be the minerals in the ground, but the ground itself, a strategic foothold in the Arctic, hidden in plain sight. The United States already has a significant military presence in Greenland. It is called Pituffik Space Base, a remote outpost located just 750 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Previously known as Thule Air Base, it was renamed in 2023 to honor Greenland's heritage and reflect its new role under the U.S. Space Force. Officially, Pituffik is America's northernmost military installation. Its stated mission is to serve as a critical node in our global defense network. It provides missile warning, missile defense, and space surveillance for the United States and its NATO partners. It is in essence the nation's frontline sentinel in the high north. The base's primary instrument is the upgraded Early Warning Radar, or UEWR. This powerful system can detect intercontinental ballistic missiles shortly after they launch, providing precious minutes for a response. It is the outermost eye of American defense, staring over the top of the world, watching for threats emerging from the Arctic. According to the Department of Defense, the small contingent of about 150 U.S. service members stationed there are focused exclusively on this mission. They maintain the radar, manage the airfield, and ensure the base is ready to support North American aerospace defense operations at a moment's notice. This is the official and long-standing explanation for the American presence. This official story is both logical and historically consistent. The base was established back in 1951 through an agreement with Denmark, a response to the nascent threats of the Cold War. For decades, it has stood as a silent guardian against potential Soviet and now Russian aggression over the polar route. Its strategic importance is undeniable, especially as Russia and China increase their own military and economic activities in the thawing Arctic. The mission of watching the skies is a clear, necessary, and publicly defensible reason for the United States to maintain and invest in this remote and costly facility. But what if this vital public-facing mission is also the perfect cover? The base's very existence, with its year-round operational airfield and deepwater seaport, provides the logistical backbone needed for a much larger and hidden undertaking. The established infrastructure to support the official mission can easily be leveraged to support a clandestine one. The constant flow of cargo planes and supply ships, all justified by the needs of the space base, would make it nearly impossible for outside observers to distinguish routine resupply from the secret construction of new facilities. The official story is true, but it may not be the whole truth. The theory is that the public disputes over minerals and the official mission of Pituffik Space Base are a veil for a secret military expansion of staggering proportions. This expansion is not happening on the surface, where satellites and inspectors might see it. Instead, it is going deep underground. The idea posits that the United States is using the cover of mining exploration to bore into the bedrock beneath the Greenland ice sheet. They would be carving out vast, subterranean complexes hidden from the world. These would not be simple bunkers but fully operational military bases, shielded by thousands of feet of ice and rock. These hidden facilities could serve multiple purposes. Imagine a network of interconnected tunnels housing advanced command and control centers, hardened against any conceivable attack. They could be home to new generations of surveillance technology, listening posts designed to monitor Russian and Chinese submarine activity under the polar ice cap. The geological stability and natural insulation of the deep Earth would make it an ideal location for sensitive quantum computing arrays and data centers, processing intelligence gathered from a new network of Arctic-focused satellites. The mining operations, whether real or merely a front, would provide the perfect excuse for the drilling, blasting, and removal of massive quantities of Earth. Supporting this theory are the unique logistical capabilities of the region. Pituffik's airfield can operate year-round, even when the sea is locked in ice for 9 months. This allows for the discreet movement of personnel and high-value equipment when visibility is low and outside observation is minimal. The extreme weather, with winter temperatures plunging to 20 degrees below zero, naturally deters unauthorized visitors. It is one of the most isolated and inaccessible places on the planet, making it an ideal location to hide something you don't want the world to find. The recent high-profile visits from top U.S. officials, like Vice President J.D. Vance's trip in March 2025, only underscore the location's escalating strategic importance. The official justification for these visits is to assess the base's readiness against new threats, such as Russian hypersonic missiles. Defense officials speak of necessary upgrades and deploying new systems, but what if these upgrades are the secret project itself? What if the new defense systems are not meant to be placed on the surface, but deep within the ice? The political theater over minerals provides the top-level distraction, while the official mission of Pituffik provides the logistical cover. Together they create the perfect conditions for constructing a hidden Arctic fortress, a secret bastion of American military power buried beneath the ice. The pieces of the puzzle seem to fit together with an unsettling logic. The public arguments over rare earth minerals create a smokescreen of economic competition. The established and vital mission of Pituffik Space Base provides the perfect operational cover for logistics and personnel movement. The extreme remoteness and harsh climate of Greenland offer a natural shield of secrecy, deterring casual observation and making any independent verification nearly impossible. All of these elements combine to create a plausible scenario where the United States is not just securing mineral rights, but building a series of secret military installations deep beneath the polar ice. This hidden network could represent the next frontier in strategic defense. Imagine underground launch sites for hypersonic interceptors, immune to a first strike. Picture concealed drone ports capable of deploying swarms of autonomous surveillance craft under the ice. Consider the possibility of advanced energy projects, perhaps small modular nuclear reactors, installed deep underground to power this entire clandestine city. In an era of space-based surveillance where everything on the surface is visible, the ultimate strategic advantage lies in going deep, in creating unseen and undetectable capabilities. The Greenland ice sheet is one of the last places on Earth where such a monumental secret could be kept. The ongoing narrative of Arctic competition with Russia and China provides the overarching justification for such a bold and secret project. As these adversaries expand their own northern footprints, the pressure on the Pentagon to counter them grows. Publicly, this translates to calls for more icebreakers and surface bases. But covertly, it could mean building a fortress that the enemy doesn't even know exists. Every official statement about the need to counter Russian aggression in the Arctic could be a subtle hint at a far more ambitious and hidden response, one that goes far beyond the publicly acknowledged upgrades to a decades-old radar station. As we peel back the layers of official statements and geopolitical posturing, the possibility of a hidden truth becomes more compelling. The story is no longer just about mining rights or missile defense. It is about the potential for a secret chapter of military history being written beneath our feet. The truth may be buried under 2 miles of ice, but the clues are scattered across the political landscape for those willing to look. Thank you for joining us as we explored the hidden layers behind the US-Greenland rare earth minerals debate and the possibility of secret military complexes beneath the Arctic ice. The silent, frozen expanse of the North may be hiding the most important strategic secret of our time.